So I'm sharing today about Kabbalah class that I took, and the main topic was proactive confrontation. So in terms of sharing about this, we call it confrontation is any new uncomfortable interaction, and whether it is not having expectations, connecting to the source, not turning anyone else into the higher power, being vulnerable, not ashamed of the truth, without judgment, soulful conversation, not aggressive, setting boundaries. I made a blessing on it. I should have said it out loud so you could say amen. We can ask for help, guidance, or support, which requires us to lower our guard, or ask for independence, more independence. This is lowering our guard. We're being honest. Klipot, our shells, the negative layers created by an individual's thoughts, speech, and actions that limit his or her spiritual growth, whether it's spiritual parasites, reactive, shades, numbers, depleting, negative shells, blockages, blinders, fearfulness, displeasing others. It's really the reactivity, the temporary rush, the victim, bad-mouthing, addiction, anger, enabling. These are all dimming our light. Our fear of displeasing others could be self-medicating. It's like strength and weakness over pleasing others. We stay small in the comfort zone of the ego that needs to sort of, and we come out, we say, I could step into new territory. I could trust the ground to rush up to meet me with each step. It's like you put the step and the ground meets you, and then you put a step and the ground meets you. When we're needy, we're actually really needing to please others versus accepting others' displeasure as if we can't handle it because our conditioning, it's an illusory fear, an illusion. I feel in my life men exploited me for this. And the 3 steps to proactive confrontation is close the space within, close the space between me and other. The other person has to be 3, having the desire to listen and be open. The purpose is to heal the space between and to grow. We have to communicate without superior, inferior. We have to have honesty from a soulful place. The peacemaker, patience, pleaser, worthy, right, wrong, vulnerable, insecure, agenda, weak, approval, cowardly, apology, all of this, right? Fear of seeing the bigger picture, fear of showing a bigger picture, but a lack of confrontation because we may get hurt or rejected. We might want appreciation, affection, praise, afraid of pushing someone away, not trusting our soul's wisdom or certainty, turning it into anger, shutdown, punishment. Temporary difficulty can become long-term blessing if we stop running. What's hidden will come, so may as well get a merciful transformation. Non-confronting doesn't work ultimately because there's honesty and a real connection that is required. Helping others too, trusting the others, meeting us where we are. We don't need to chase the validation like a junkie. That's what gets drained. When we let go of calculating the validation and we break the shell of how it looks, we can practice knowing displeasing others is inevitable and it's okay. We can observe why it has been so uncomfortable for us and figure out what the fear really is because it doesn't serve us. And thinking of like sugar is like a quick fix. It's for the parasite. Whether we're over-aggressive because we're not coming from love, because we feel we're too right or too harsh, we're being exposed and unempathetic, crushing, or making others vulnerable. We have to remember our conditioning. I'm not, like, if my conditioning tells me I'm not lovable when I'm not pleasing you, which is acceptable, belonging, welcoming, tolerated, good, we can recondition and say, loving truth won't hurt me. I'm with the light. I'm safe. I'm secure. I'm worthy of light. My light is powerful. My presence matters. I communicate with love. I'm whole. My soul's wisdom is trusted and integrated. And maybe I taught I'm hurting people if I'm not pleasing them. So in terms of communicating, it becomes a long-term peacemaking. There's a soulful strength. And pleasing my own soul leads to the most happiness, joy, and fulfillment. I can meditate on it, practice with the visuals. And this is really a responsibility to please our own soul. And I'm going to finish up with two pieces of that. But first I'm going to say effective communication has clarity. It's concise and correct and coherent, concrete and complete and courteous. I'll say it again. Effective communication is clear, concise, correct, coherent, concrete, complete, and courteous. The 7 C's. Responsibility, ability to respond. Responsibility, ability to respond. We have to establish goals. We have to balance our nervous system so it's toned and tolerant. And we have to be clear and directed. Faith is playful because light at the end of the tunnel. We can surrender, stop resisting reality, and trust life itself, only given what we can handle. And when we respect that the things that are mutable, like can take any form or anything, like we can have we to co-create safe, trustworthy spaces for women, for example, or like money, like respect money. Feminine speech is not, we don't have to compare, try to fix, or give advice, or negate, or fake smiling. Rather, we can witness the fear, use the courage to stay, acknowledging our fear of death, and find the things to be grateful for. Participate in our relationship with God, to let the weather and our hair and our appetite be inconsistent, be mutable, right? That idea. And I want to speak about some gifts, right? The soul, loving, like pleasing our own soul. We can make things more enjoyable. We can find the positive silver lining, recognizing what's given to us and through us, see the threads of coherence and resonance, identify key components and dynamics, evaluate power balances effortlessly, self-awareness in a reticular, nonlinear, webbed, associative kind of pattern, diligence, thoroughness, pattern recognition, humility and grasp on limits, knowing our role, knowing my role, eloquent, articulated, sophisticated speech, using self-consciousness for confidence instead of for doubt and insecurity, honed ability to appraise value and worth, vulnerability to share the gifts, empowering and encouraging others, willingness to be a dwelling place, exquisite and mind-blowing insights, capable of unconditional love and accepting all aspects of defeat, even if I don't like them or, I'm in situations out of my control. Neutralizing, recycling, choosing me as beautiful and sexy, subtle ways of improving gradually and not putting things between me and God, recognizing finally that the worth and value, not finally, but the last on the list, recognizing the worth and value is relative. I hope that this is interesting for you, and I wish you a good night. Bye.